Hey everybody, how's it going? Today, just doing a little bit of a show about the Studebaker. Now, I don't have any video, I don't have any pictures to show you right now, but that's not to say I won't have anything for later on today. Um, so, as you all know, there's been some issues with the Studebaker. I've talked to some of you about it. The straight six completely locked up, seized up, good and tight. There's no way she's moving. But I've lucked out. And as you know, I've decided, or at least some of you know, I've decided to go the rat rod route for this car. It just, she's going to go a nice satin black, get all the nice chrome thrown on her. And, you know, building it as cheap as possible. Now, later on today, I'm going to go outside. I'm going to take some video as well as a little bit of surprise. But, well, not surprise, such a surprise. I'm going to let you know right now. But we recently threw on some 10-inch wide Kraggers on the back because she was flat on two sides. Or I should say two of the tires were flat. So I had two Kraggers with some rubber on it, checked to see if they held air. They did. We threw them on the back. So the front was looking pretty high up because they were basically truck tires on there. But I want to show you how it looks with those Kraggers on the back end. It looks beautiful. I like the way it's going. The surprise today, I really lucked out. I truly did. Contacted this guy about an engine online. He had a 283 Chevy engine, V8, and as you all know, I just recently had to replace tires on my son's Kia. So the deal kind of went flat, or at least I thought. The guy ended up contacting me a couple of days ago and said, you know what? I've got another car coming into the shop. I need that engine gone. Come pick it up. It's yours. So I'll be doing that with my older brother Abe today, actually at 1 p.m. And so we'll be picking up a 283. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, why a 283? You know, it's a relatively small V8. Keyword, free. Now, my philosophy when you are building a rat rod type vehicle, and I believe this goes with a lot of rat rodders, you build the vehicle with what you have and as cheap as possible. Well, I don't have a spare engine, but this is as cheap as you can get, free. So a 283 will be sitting inside the Studebaker. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we're going to take her apart, change all the gaskets and everything, make sure that she's not going to be leaking fluids all over the place, and cleaning her up real good and giving her a paint job. The engine I'm talking about here. I'm also on the hunt for a transmission to fit with it right away as well, and more than likely a Chevy drive shaft. Something that maybe we can work together to put together that matches up with the Studebaker parts. Now, this is something I'm not used to working on because I've never really been a big engine guy. You know, it's never been my forte. I'd rather work on the body and other things. So that is why I've got my older brother help me out with this part. Now, we're not going to be putting the engine in today because it looks like it's going to be storming again. So I went out and got a tarp right away so I could tarp the engine up and everything. I don't have much place to store things, so it's going to have to sit outside in the elements. So you need to cover it to protect it from water getting inside the engine. But it's nice that it was free. Got to thank the guy a lot, man. And a big shout out to Dan. I'm gonna let him know about the channel, and he can see what I'm doing with his engine. And also another thing, if you guys remember the videos of the Studebaker, there was this big patch right above the windshield where someone really did a nasty job of putting fiberglass on it. So I ripped that off, revealed that he had started to cut out the bad metal. Um, Went to start fabricating the windshield visor for it. I'm going full rat rod on this car, and realized that my metal, my sheet metal that I had, is all gone. So I've got to go and pick some up. That won't happen today, but so what I did is I wanted to protect the inside of the car. I didn't want water getting inside and just ruining more and causing more work for me. I went out and I figured, okay, waterproof Gorilla Tape. So I Gorilla Taped the hole shut. Now that's not going to be staying. It's going to be patched up and everything, but I just didn't have the metal to do it. I felt really bad for doing it, but I'll show you later on in the video what I actually did. But it was definitely needed, and to protect the interior as well as the metal a little bit for a little bit longer. Gorilla Tape's going to do, and it seemed like I went out there today, and we had a pretty bad storm yesterday, and it held through. So I'm happy about that part. But yeah, we're gonna be putting a visor on it. I don't have, like I said, a lot of money. And the whole key thing about rat rotting is building as cheap as possible. Now, the safety features, you still make sure that everything's good. And I'm going to be showing some parts that I already got in. I ordered and all the parts I have to order online. Like I went all over town trying to find a part company that actually would supply for the Studebaker. There's none around, so it's eBay and Studebaker clubs and stuff I've got to order from. But I ordered the master cylinder, and if no one knows anything about cars, the master cylinder is basically where you put all your brake fluid in, and all the brake lines run off of this master cylinder. I'll be ordering wheel cylinders all the way around. I've got to order even the brake lines, the hydraulic brake lines. So safety features. Always buy new. Don't cheap out. Some things you just have to. But if you can order something new, especially if it's a safety feature, don't rub your pennies together and make that mistake in getting used. You want something that is going to be safe and keep you on the road as long as possible. Now, other than that, I went, and if you look at this picture, and I'll probably be able to blow it up a little bit more for you here. So let's see if that transfers over. But if you look at this front driver's side fender, you can really see the damage someone did when they were trying to do some body work. Now, I did a little bit yesterday trying to massage that out. It just, yeah, I'll have to heat it up in order to smooth it out a little bit. Now, I don't have English wheels. I don't have all that beautiful bodywork stuff that you can get your hands on. I think I might be building one this summer though. An English wheel is very important for bodywork, especially when you got rounded edges and stuff. It really comes in handy. And I've got a guest here.
I don't mean to interrupt.
It's fine.
Thank you for coffee.
Oh, good morning, my sweet one. That was my daughter Samantha. She's a big fan of the Studebaker, and I'm thinking she's wanting me to keep it, so she can drive it after she's got her license. Love you too, Samantha. But yeah, it's gonna be a good day. Like, if you can get parts for a vehicle, like an engine, transmission, rear end, stuff like that, and someone's giving you a really good deal, you should never cry about the size of the engine, or even the condition. Like, even if I had to replace the rods, or the rings, I've got most of the parts right there, and it's just changing easy things. So I'm not going to cry about it. And this guy says the engine ran really good when he pulled it. So I'm not fretting too much. Now I'm going to be on the search for a transmission, and I've got a line on one. The guy's only asking 120 bucks for it, and it'll match right up to the 283. So, and yes, it is a Chevy engine going in there. I'm a Mopar man. You know, don't get me wrong. I love my Mopar, but when someone says free, it don't matter. And this is Studebaker anyway. I would love to throw, a big Dodge engine in there, but, it is what it is. And, I might be thinking of a different way to do the exhaust if we're going with a V8. And obviously it's going to be dual exhaust, but I don't know if it's going to go straight out the back. Um, I might run it down the sides, underneath the doors. It all depends on how I feel and what's cheaper. And when I do exhaust, I go the cheap route, and I'll go out and get some Cherry Bomb Thrush mufflers. They cost like $30 a piece. It's not a big expense, and she sounds nice and gnarly and obnoxious then. So, um, but yeah, I might have some videos. I've already got the pattern drawn, cut out for the front windshield visor, and that's one thing I've always liked about rat rodders. The big ass meaty visor that they put on the front windshield, and it really works with a car like this. It's got a really high roof. If you rewind this video and take a good look at the height of that roof alone, it looks too high for the car. It's something they started doing in that boxy era, and this is right at the beginning of the boxy era. It still has the rounded lines and everything, and not quite like the Dodge Polara that you guys see me do videos on. But the roof is really high, and the windshields make it look a lot higher because they are like the wraparound kind of bubble shaped windshields. So the front windshield visor, it just gives it that look that you've chopped the roof, but you haven't done a damn thing to it. So we're going to be fixing up the bodywork above the roof, and there is a little bit by the windshield. You'll be fixing that up, but the visor's going on. If I had all the supplies, I'd probably build a louver kit for the back windshield just to make it look different. If you don't know what louvers are, go back to the old Mustangs, especially like the Mach 1s, even the Dodge Aspens, they had them. There's quite a few cars that had them, the Camaros. It's basically this piece that goes over the back windshield, and it's just like slats going down. It just gives it that sportier look. If the back windshield was shaped differently and everything, I'd probably build something for that. But I'm going to go as cheap as possible. I thought about even keeping the car the way it looked, keeping the patina on there. And I might at the beginning, like I said, I don't want to spend a lot of money on this car at the outset. So we might throw all the chrome on as it is, and go from there at a later date. Take off all the chrome and give it the paint job it needs and deserves. But I want her on the road this summer, and you got to do what you got to do. And if she's got to run with the color she's got on her, the patina, I'm not going to be crying either. And once she's on the road driving around and people see, hey, it's a good car. Putting the for sale sign in the back windshield or back window, best price will take her. I know my daughter loves the car, but I've also got my eyes on something that I've wanted since I was like 12 years old. So, and that's a panel truck, and it's the perfect era too. It's I believe in the late 40s, early 50s model. And there'll be a lot of work to do to that one too. Like I'm pretty sure I'll have to do the whole entire floor. But here's the thing: that entire floor was made out of wood, so that makes the job a little bit easier. I could go a different route and put in metal floors, but I love that old stained varnish look of a wood floor in a panel truck. It makes it look snazzy, and I'll go back on the build. Who knows? I might even fall in love with this car completely and just keep it. But yeah, 1 o'clock today. I'll be heading up to a small town very close to us, picking up the 283, and make sure I shoot some video, and you'll be able to meet my older brother. He's like I said, he's always been the naturally fit guy. Now he got into bodybuilding for a while, so he's a beefy boy. So you get to meet him, and he's got an attitude like me. He loves to have fun, so you'll probably catch a little bit of that sense of humor. But other than that, that is an update. Now, last night I was planning on doing a show. As you guys know, I do WW 2K19. It's Renegade Wrestling Organization. We had such a bad storm here yesterday. It only lasted for about 2 hours. But I had other issues going on as well yesterday, actually for the last couple of days. But yesterday got really bad. As you know, the people on this channel know me fairly well. I've got really bad nerve damage in my legs from all the surgeries I've gone through and everything, and as well as my diabetes, making the nerve damage even worse. So the pain got so intense yesterday, yes, it got really intense, but the day before it started and it started creeping up my leg, yesterday it got all the way up into my hip, into my groin. The other leg started acting up as well. I was barely walking. I struggled a lot yesterday. Thankfully today, feeling a lot better. I'm still limping pretty bad. I always have a limp, but yesterday was really bad. Like, walking the dog was excruciating. Like, it was a terrible day. So I didn't mind having to reschedule the show. We'll probably have a show later on tonight. Now, around 6 p.m., I've got to pick up my son. I know at around 2 p.m., I've got to drop off Cody, the boy we took in a couple of years ago. So, after that, it's time to rock and roll and have some fun. And like I said, I'll be shooting and uploading some more videos of the Studebaker, things we've done and things we've got to work on. Getting the 283 engine today is it's a wonderful thing for me, especially when you meet kind people like this. And he had no idea what I needed the engine for. He just, he needed the space. He knew if he kept it, he'd probably have to put it outside and it'd get ruined. And to me, that is the way I like to deal. If you don't have a purpose for something, if you can't use it, and someone else needs it, either offer it to them at an affordable price or just give it to them, because it's going to be ruined in the end. Other than that, everything else has been pretty kosher. The struggles I go through, the struggles my family's going through. So, it's just a hit and miss kind of deal. Still working on the writing. You guys know I'm focused on that. Now, my schedules had to be tweaked a little bit because of shit going down with physical health and everything. The Monolith series that's going to be coming out, it is Vampire, the second race. That'll be coming very soon through Monolith. I am right now in the process of cleaning up the story, doing what I need to make it presentable and ready. Then off to my editor, which is my wonderful wife, Shannon. And then it goes over to Mark from Bomb Pop Overdrive. He is the man behind Monolith, and he'll be going through it for probably a final edit, and then we'll go from there. When he's ready to debut it, I'll showcase the cover here. I'll be also getting to work on Wastelander. For those of you that still want a part of Wastelander, you need to contact me. Let me know that you are in, and we want to probably have it either at the end of July published, or depending on if people have been working on their stories already. I have yet to get started, but I already have it all in my head what I'm going to be doing for it. So I'm a busy man, Work through the pain, push through it. You want something, you want to achieve it, you have to push yourself, sometimes beyond the limits that you have. And I've been doing that a lot this year, and it's kept me focused. As you guys know, I deal with pain on a daily basis. It's never a moment in a day I deal without. So I've been pushing myself extra hard this year, just so I can work through that pain and keep my mind occupied on something else rather than what's going down. Now I've got days like yesterday. It was terrible. It was excruciating, but I worked through it. Today's a better day. So I'll catch you guys all later with some footage with me and my older brother, the engine, and a little bit of what we've done with the Studebaker. Have a great day. And like I just said, always have a better tomorrow, because tomorrow doesn't mean it's going to be the same as today. Catch you later.